Good morning, America. This morning, killer on the loose. The manhunt for this suspect blamed for gunning down a prominent psychiatrist who was involved in the JonBenet Ramsey case and killing 2 female paralegals. The 4th murder that could be connected.
Ready to fight, the president's lawyer, Rudy Giuliani, threatening he'll go to court if the special counsel Robert Mueller tries to subpoena his client, the president. This as a secret memo from Trump's legal team is leaked. The eye-opening claim they are making.
Bad move. The FBI agent caught cutting it up on the dance floor. His gun goes flying and ends with a bang.
Just have a party shot that's inside the bar. Party shot in the leg.
The fallout this morning.
Out of control wildfires tearing across parts of the West. Mandatory evacuations in Laguna Beach this morning. This inferno in New Mexico doubling in size over the weekend. Meanwhile, hard-hit areas in the mid-Atlantic facing more flooding fears this morning.
And full court press. Cleveland trying to recover from a head-scratching Game 1 blunder.
One of the toughest losses I've had in my career.
Can the Cavs come back, or will Curry keep control? We're live in Oakland, gearing up for Game 2.
Live from ABC News in New York, this is Good Morning America.
That was incredibly skillful.
Wow, good Sunday morning, everybody. My mic wasn't working 5 seconds ago, so it was a mad dash to turn it back on.
Yes.
We made it.
And Big Bill Miller swooped in and
Yes,
saved
he
the day.
did.
One of our stage managers got that mic on. He's off camera. He doesn't like that we're calling him out.
Live television
We salute
people.
you.
But good morning. We head into tonight's Game 2 of the NBA Finals. There's a side story that we know a lot of you are obsessing about.
This is great. It involves the outfit that LeBron James wore as he entered the arena for Game 1. How much do you think this ensemble cost?
Wait for it.
$46,000, and most of the money was for one item. I have to say, Paula, if you're going to pay that much money, don't you think the pants should go all the way down to
No,
the...
I look at that fashion statement. I think you should try shorts on this.
Freeing the knee.
Yeah.
No, we couldn't. Free the knee?
He is freeing the knee.
That's
I
what
like
it's called?
that.
He's rocking it. I
Okay.
don't care what it costs.
So there was one item, we're not going to tell you what it was, that broke the bank. Well, not if you're an NBA player. It's not going to break your bank, but it will break our bank. So we're going to reveal that later in the show. Look at the ladies already live from Oracle Arena in Oakland. They are ready to go. We're going to check in with TJ Holmes in a little bit to preview tonight's Game 2. But we do start this morning on a much more urgent note.
It involves a bizarre and baffling case out of Scottsdale, Arizona. There's a big manhunt on this morning for a suspect believed to have carried out 3 murders and possibly more over a 3-day period.
One of the victims, this man, Stephen Pitt, a forensic psychiatrist. He was known for his work on the JonBenet Ramsey and Jodi Arias cases, as well as Columbine. And ABC's Marcy Gonzalez is in Scottsdale for us this morning with the very latest. Marcy, good morning.
Guys, good morning. Police here don't believe he or the other victims were killed randomly. But with these shootings now happening daily, they worry what could happen next if this killer isn't caught soon.
This morning, police urgently searching for this man believed to be carrying out a killing spree in Arizona.
Right now, we are doing our best to locate this suspect and get him off the street.
Authorities in Scottsdale now saying the murder of this prominent forensic psychiatrist is connected to the shooting deaths of 2 paralegals. And now detectives determining if a 4th homicide this weekend is related. On Thursday, the first victim, Dr. Stephen Pitt,
Yeah, that would kind of speak to the appreciation of wrongfulness right there.
known for his consulting work on high-profile cases including JonBenet Ramsey's death, the Columbine school massacre, and the Jodi Arias trial, was killed outside of his Phoenix office. Witnesses reporting hearing arguing, followed by gunshots.
He did have a high profile. Yeah. I don't think he ever thought something like this would happen.
Then, less than 24 hours later, paralegals Valeria Sharp and Laura Anderson were killed, shot inside their office in Scottsdale. One of the women managing to walk outside to this bus, asking the driver to call 911, then dying soon after.
We have been able to determine that the shooting on First Street is related to the shooting of Dr. Stephen Pitt.
Then Saturday, a man killed just after midnight inside this hypnotherapy office. Police still looking into whether that case is connected to the others.
And police say they have an idea who the suspect is, but they aren't releasing more on that or saying how these cases might be linked. There's now a $21,000 reward for information leading to the killer's arrest and conviction. Dan and Paula.
Marcy, thank you. We will continue to cover this story here on ABC News. We want to move now, though, to another big and expanding story in the American West. It involves the wildfires in California, Colorado, and in New Mexico, where one of the fires doubled in size on Saturday.
Yeah, hundreds of folks are forced from their homes, and the extreme heat, which has just been fueling that fire, it's about to get worse, and Rob's tracking it out for us this morning. Rob, good morning.
Hey, good morning, guys. Also very dry. We'll talk more about that in just a second. But all those fires happening across New Mexico and Colorado. Overnight, we had a new one spawn in Southern California.
This morning, out-of-control wildfires roaring across parts of the West and showing no signs of slowing down. A new blaze igniting in Laguna Beach, California. Overnight, that inferno triggering mandatory evacuations for thousands of residents. Gusty winds creating treacherous conditions for emergency crews. The uncontained fire growing to 200 acres. An aerial assault ordered to put out the flames. In New Mexico, firefighters still battling a fierce fire in Colfax County that's doubled in size over the last day. Still 0% contained, more than 30,000 acres charred, 300 homes potentially in its path, 14 structures destroyed, including a ranch belonging to the Boy Scouts of America. Evacuees still unsure when they can return home. And in Colorado, hundreds forced out of their homes by the 416 fire north of Durango. More than 1,000 acres engulfed, also 0% contained. Roads closed as firefighters continue to beat down the flames.
And it has been very dry out there. Here's a drought monitor. There are 8 states that are in extreme drought. There's a combination of things, including last year's Pacific hurricane season was pretty weak, so they didn't get a lot of moisture, not a lot of moisture across the south over this winter. So that's the issue there. We might get a little rain across eastern New Mexico today, but also some thunderstorms that may be dry with more lightning across parts of Arizona. Meanwhile, where we don't want any more rain, and we're getting it again today, flood watches across the mid-Atlantic, including D.C. and Baltimore and Richmond. This low continues to spin, is going to get squeezed out with a front today, so more in the way of rain coming in this area this afternoon. A lot of these areas have seen twice the normal amount of rain for the month of May, so we're starting out June on a wet note as well.
Sure are, Rob. I know it's a busy morning for you. We're going to be checking with you in just a couple of minutes. Into politics now, and President Trump's personal attorney, Rudy Giuliani, cranking up the tension with special counsel Robert Mueller.
Giuliani telling ABC News overnight that if Mueller tries to subpoena the president, he will fight it in court. And this comes as we're learning about a secret memo from Trump's lawyers with some eye-opening revelations about their legal strategy. So let's go to White House correspondent Tara Palmieri. Tara, good morning.
Good morning, Dan and Paula. Well, Giuliani certainly seems to be taking it up a notch. He said even though the letter was sent about 5 months ago, the legal strategy is still the same, and it's based on a very broad interpretation of the powers of the presidency.
Overnight, the president's lawyer, Rudy Giuliani, turning up the heat on special counsel Robert Mueller, telling ABC News, if Mueller tries to subpoena us, we're going to court. This new threat comes as a shocking secret letter written by President Trump's legal team leaked to the New York Times. The 20-page memo making broad claims that the president cannot be guilty of obstruction in the Russia collusion investigation or be subpoenaed to speak to Mueller.
The Russian collusion hoax, it's a hoax. It's a Democrat hoax, really a hoax.
The memo delivered in January remains a roadmap for Trump's legal strategy. In it, the lawyers argue that as, quote, the chief law enforcement officer, that would amount to him obstructing himself. They also add that Trump has the power to, quote, terminate the inquiry or even exercise his power to pardon. The letter questioning why Mueller even needs to sit down with the president, considering the documents they've handed over. Writing, quote, in light of these voluntary offerings, your office clearly lacks the requisite need to personally interview the president.
That's why this is a rigged investigation. The amount of government misconduct is accumulating. This is not good for the American people.
Giuliani confirmed the contents of that letter to ABC News, even though he was not a member of the legal team at the time. 40 minutes before the New York Times story published, the president blaming the Justice Department and the special counsel for the leak, tweeting, when will this very expensive witch hunt hoax ever end? So bad for our country. Is the special counsel Justice Department leaking my lawyer's letters to the fake news media?
There's no evidence of who leaked the letter, but Giuliani said that there should be an investigation into the leak. He's using this as just another talking point in their war against Robert Mueller. Dan, Paula?
Tara Palmieri, thank you very much. Great reporting. We appreciate it. Let's bring in ABC News Chief Anchor George Stephanopoulos, who's going to be hosting this week a little later this morning. Good morning, sir. So you've got Rudy Giuliani on the show this morning. So if he's right that the president plans to fight this subpoena, is that a fight he's likely to win?
Well, the precise question has never been adjudicated by the Supreme Court, but other presidents have been subpoenaed. Richard Nixon was subpoenaed for those tapes back in 1974. He had to turn them over. Bill Clinton was subpoenaed back in 1998. He avoided the serving of that subpoena by agreeing finally to do some grand jury testimony by remote 4 hours with Ken Starr. Other presidents have been subpoenaed, other presidents have complied. But this exact question of whether a president can be forced to personally testify has never been tested by the courts, and it seems pretty clear that Rudy Giuliani wants to fight it if it comes to that.
But that delay, it could delay the case. Is that good or bad for the White House?
That's a good question. I don't know. It could take months. It could take even years for it to go all the way through the courts. So we know since this letter was written back in January that actually Robert Mueller has been ready to talk to the president for quite some time, but it's been the president's team that's been resisting.
It was great reporting by Tara Palmieri this morning. But let's talk about the secret memo that was leaked from Trump's legal team, which says that the president cannot obstruct justice because he's the president. Is that argument likely to win?
It's really a breathtaking argument. What they argue in this memo is that the president of the United States, because he's a chief law enforcement officer, can terminate any federal investigation at any time for any reason. It's hard for me to imagine that the courts would uphold that. That suggests that the president is completely above the law. I mean, think about the hypothetical. Let's say there was evidence that a president murdered his valet. Are they saying that the president could terminate that investigation? Pretty remarkable stuff.
It seems like this is a gray area right now that we have to explore, though, as well.
Well, that's a question of whether it's gray area. It's never been tested by the courts, but it is a pretty sweeping assertion of executive power.
Thank you, George. A lot to discuss on this Sunday morning. We always appreciate having you here. And I want to remind everybody, George, as always, has a big show this morning. As we said, he's going to go one-on-one with the President Trump's personal attorney, Rudy Giuliani.
Plus, he will have the latest analysis on the revived U.S.-North Korea summit that is coming up on This Week right here on ABC. George, thank you again. And we turn now to a terrifying scene. It was all caught on camera. It all happened on a Little League field.
This video capturing the moment a car speeds onto the field, kids and coaches running for their lives. ABC's Stephanie Ramos has the story.
Watch as this driver plows her car through a gate onto a baseball field as kids are in the middle of a local baseball game in Sanford, Maine.
I heard like rubber burning, so everyone like looked up. And then all of a sudden I heard a bunch of screaming.
Kids, parents, coaches, everyone running for their lives.
Kids on the field are running in every which direction. I mean, a lot of screaming and yelling in the park itself.
Oh my God. The driver speeding in and around the baseball diamond. People in the crowd screaming at the driver to stop.
You hear a fence being broken through and the lady drove right through the back of the field.
The car missing the kids, but hits 68-year-old Douglas Parkhurst, who witnesses say tried to protect the kids by pushing them out of the way. Parkhurst pronounced dead on the way to the hospital.
Respond to Robert Street in the area of the baseball field for a male that has been hit by a vehicle.
The driver, 51-year-old Carol Sharrow, authorities charging her with manslaughter.
It happened so quick, he had nowhere to go.
The Sanford Babe Ruth baseball team thankful, writing, "Our thoughts and prayers go out to Mr. Douglas Parkhurst." Overnight, his niece speaking out to ABC News, writing, "He was selfless and would do anything for us."
At this time, it's unclear what the driver's motive was. It is all under investigation, but authorities do say there is no connection between the driver and the victim. Back over to you guys.
Yeah, a lot of questions to be answered in this one. Thank you very much, Stephanie.
Thanks, Stephanie.
We appreciate it. Stephanie Ramos reporting in from our Washington bureau. Sad to say, very sad to say that Ron is off this morning, but we do want to get you caught up on some of the other stories making headlines right now.
It's just not the same when Ron's
No,
not here, is
it's
it?
not.
But we're going to begin here in New York. Investigators are trying to find out what caused a small plane to come crashing down into the ocean off Long Island on Saturday afternoon. The 4 people on board have been identified as Ben Krupinski, a well-known builder to the stars, as well as his wife Bonnie, their 22-year-old grandson, and the pilot. This morning, 2 of the bodies have been recovered. Air traffic controllers calling police when the plane fell off the radar.
In regards to a small plane, the Navajo, PA, showing the tail number of 41174. The tower in East Hampton lost contact with it.
The National Weather Service reporting that thunderstorms were moving through the area when that plane went down.
And in Athens, Georgia, this morning, a police officer has been fired after this body cam footage surfaced showing him hitting a suspect who was fleeing on foot with his patrol car. The man who was hit suffered just scrapes and bruises.
In Parkland, Florida, it's graduation day for seniors at Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School. The graduates, they plan to wear sashes that read MSD Strong to the ceremony to remember the 17 lives that were lost when a gunman opened fire at the school on Valentine's Day. And 4 of those who lost their lives would have been among today's graduates.
It's another tough day there. And in Hawaii, also a tough day because there are new lava threats as people on the eastern tip of the Big Island are being told to leave their homes. The lava from the Kilauea volcano now cutting off access to some neighborhoods as rivers of lava block the major highways. Overnight, rescuers had to use helicopters to get some people out. The Kilauea volcano has now been active for nearly a month. And finally, Toys R Us is liquidating its corporate office in New Jersey. Everything has to go, including Jeffrey the giant giraffe statue, as well as this life-size Minion and King Candy of Candyland fame. They're all up for grabs, along with the office furniture and the fixtures. Toys R Us filed for bankruptcy last year and has closed all of its stores. It's sad.
I think Jeffrey would look great in your living room.
Probably not. I'd have to get my wife's permission, and I'm pretty sure I know what the answer would be.
I think your son would approve.
Yeah, he might be more in the Candyland kind of phase.
They have that too. There you go.
They do.
You have some options.
We do have some options. It's a target-rich environment.
Yeah, the cats might have a problem with the giraffe in the house. Hey, guys.
Let's check back in.
I know you're sad that Ron's gone, but it's nice to sit down.
I know. You love having a chair.
today.
We really do need to start some sort of petition to get you a chair at the desk.
Listen,
you're always standing.
That may have my card stop working. I might not be able to get back in the building.
I want to keep him on his toes.
Okay.
Thank you.
You're
I'll do
welcome.
either one. I just do what I'm told.
side.
That's what I'm gonna told to do 60 seconds of weather. I want to celebrate some photography because we often show pictures of bad storms, but bad storms can also bring some beauty to them. So this is a friend of mine. He's a Nat Geo professional. Went out storm chasing this week in Oklahoma. In Wyoming, caught some spectacular. He caught a couple of twin tornadoes as well. Not showing those because I just want you to see some of the clouds and the way he frames these shots and the lighting. It's just spectacular. And this is one of my favorites. I put it up here at the wall in Kearney, Nebraska. Look at that. He gets a little wildlife in there too. All right, there you go. It's okay. It's all right.
Don't pet him, Rob.
You make kick. All right. Give him a follow at Lazinski on Instagram. All right. Excessive heat warnings. We've got it for the Southwest, Palm Desert, Palm Springs. You're going to be into it. The Bakersfield triple-digit stuff today, tomorrow, and again on Tuesday. Las Vegas, you're into the triple digits right on through the middle part of this week. Dallas, you had some serious heat yesterday. Today, the heat drifts a little bit farther to the south. In Houston, 94 degrees might be a record there. Maybe in San Antonio, Corpus Christi. May want to head towards the Gulf of Mexico, where water temperatures are in the 80s. In the 80s, south of, say, Cape Hatteras, you go north of there. If you're heading to the beach, a little bit cooler air temperatures too, but the water temperatures are just, turn your toenails blue there. So just might want to just have a look at that. We have a severe weather threat today across parts of the southeast, a mild one at that. We'll keep an eye on that, and maybe some thunderstorms across parts of New Mexico. And the bouncing beach ball from, I don't know, looks like Cincinnati, Ohio to Salt Lake City. Time now for a look at your local weather forecast.
Well, the flood threat ongoing today with a flood watch until later this evening. Also have flood warnings up and down Interstate 81 until later this afternoon. The water still could add up even as the rain comes to an end later tonight, but we're not finished yet. Showers going to continue as we head through the afternoon hours, so make sure you have the rain gear on hand as we head it through about lunchtime today, pushing through the district, and then as we head through about 9-10 o'clock tonight, should start to clear out with sunny skies tomorrow.
We will give the West Coast some love next weekend when it comes to the beach forecast. By the way, congratulations to everyone that ran the Rainier to Ruston race in Seattle this weekend, 50-mile relay race.
15 or 5-0?
5-0. Some people ran the whole thing by themselves. A lot of people did it as a team. I was going to do it with some friends, but
I'll take
here to be here with you.
Yeah.
I'll take a mile next year. How many do you have?
That's probably why he didn't do it. Have you ever seen Rob dance?
He has moves like Jagger.
Does. He has moves. They're not quite like Jagger. They're like Jagger on sedatives. Now, though, to one man's truly dangerous moves on the dance floor.
It wasn't Rob Marciano. It was an FBI agent, and police are now investigating after his gun came loose And a bullet went flying after he did that back handspring. ABC's Clayton Sandell has more.
Mile High Spirits are saying the gun went off from someone's pocket.
This is video of a man at a Denver nightclub cutting loose on the dance floor. But something else is loose, too, as he flips his